I want to make a chill video, not long, because there was a very important video I made in the past and it got quite a bit of views, which I'm not used to. But it really needs an update, and the reason is because I claimed to have gotten over my addiction, which I was at the time, but I had a relapse, and that's just how it is. That's real life. And I don't believe that most people are sober in any type of way. Um, we're all glued to the phone, we're glued to a lot of things and distractions. And the reason why I'm never really gonna be popular is because most people don't like to think. They're allergic to think, they're allergic to, and I get it. So my advice was, you know, um, wake and bake, or I don't even know, 420, I don't know what people call it, but anyway. And it was very difficult. I know a lot of people who are quite aware, especially if you're like me, you have more intelligence, or let's say you think more, okay? You overthink, whatever that means. In this world, everything is overthinking now. um, it's easy to numb yourself, it's very easy to numb yourself. And most of us, our dopamine and everything is just messed up. It's not a chronic thing though. I want everybody to understand. I thought I would always be this and that way. But now that I am sober, and I really feel different about it. I feel like I used to be just running away from it when I stopped and getting used to being sober, and now something is different. Maybe having stopped and started so many times changed something, but I didn't know what I was so afraid of. And yesterday I cried, and I don't like crying. And that's exactly the reason. When I used to smoke, I was kind of a little bit numb. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't have to over explain it. But at the same time, sometimes we think it's just like, it's easy to think, oh, it's my brain, it's this and that, the chemistry, this and that. But when I thought that way, it never lasted. It never lasted. It's not about the substance and the chemical, because I had an emergency surgery one time and I got pumped with some very heavy, strong stuff, and I didn't get addicted from it. You know, there's a psychological reason why we're addicted to certain substances. Like, if you're addicted to alcohol, it's a different reason. You probably have really big issues being authentic and feeling like, I mean, all of us feel like shit, but alcoholic people specifically, they don't know how to be themselves without drinking. It's actually, we need to get real. I want to tell those people specifically, nobody gives a shit about you, and this is not meant as an insult. You're not that important. I'm sorry. Like, nobody cares if you're a bit cringe, if you're a bit weird, if you're a bit unlikable. Since I leaned into how I actually am, which is unlikable, I will admit it. Like, I am pretty unsmart and of other things. I have empathy. I'm not an asshole, but I can be very like, I guess it comes off as arrogant if I'm like, oh, I'm so smart and I'm this and that, I look so good and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie just to make people comfortable. And it's fine. Like, anybody who doesn't like that, I don't understand how it's threatening other people. It must just remind them of their shortcomings, which is very sad because you can always improve your life. I wasn't born a perfect being, even if maybe I was born more pretty than other people. But like, pretty privilege, I don't see it in my account, so you don't have to be so damn envious, if you don't feel like you have that. Because I don't see any benefit, really, to be honest with you. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, there are benefits, but the grass is always green on the other side. So with my specific addiction, it was numbing, you know, Some people like stimulating things. Those are usually more, it's also a little bit like the alcohol direction. Like they just want to let loose and just, I don't know, just kind of running away from themselves. And I think all of us do that when we're addicted. And it gives this comfort, like the smoking, it gave me so much comfort. And you know what's funny? Like usually if I would talk about this in the past, I would get super the urge. But the thing is, I removed all ways to get it, you know? So I'm using this to reflect on this last video where I also said it's way more about the mental. It's about your mentality. It's about knowing that you're able to do even more when you don't use. And it's the reason why it's uncomfortable, at least for me. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Because I don't like people. I got hurt by people a lot. I don't like people. Not everybody, of course not. I know there are some people who, especially if you watch beyond this point, you understand me. Like I even would say maybe we're in the same spiritual family because I am very spiritual. But yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So anyway, me stopping just brings out all of these thoughts. And it makes me unstoppable in a way. Like now, my creativity, the videos I'm posting finally, because I couldn't post anything. I just couldn't. I was gone because I knew subconsciously I was not doing well as I should, you know? I was hanging on. I was using it as a life support, and it was very dark. The reason all of this came up to this addiction thing was because I lived a very horrible life, and I don't want to say it, but it's the truth, you know? So that just doesn't just go away one day, you know? It doesn't. We have to do this impossible thing of changing first before the emotions will catch up, because they will catch up. You feel shit at first, but it catches up with you. I cleaned more than I ever did today. I have more energy to sing or train, work out. I didn't do all of that today, obviously. But even just noticing that I have the energy and noticing that my brain is not capped. For some reason, I don't know, it's more intense, but also it feels like something is moving, you know? It just feels right. Like hard, but right. Like as if you're working out. It's a little bit uncomfortable if you don't overdo it and go crazy. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be sober. Like, who is lying, you know? Everybody's lying. Of course it's uncomfortable. And you have to be okay with that, because the thing is, it gives you a lot of other positive things that you don't want to hear when you're in the midst of it. Because this is your solution. This was my solution. And I was productive. I didn't use something that knocked me out or made me non-functional, which that's beyond me. I can't help with those type of addictions, to be honest with you. I think there's something severely unhealed in a person, and a lot to accept that maybe it's just way too difficult to accept. But living authentically, it took me years, and it was good years. It was good years. A lot came out of it. I just watched, you know, on the gallery app, it shows you like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 2 years ago, I stopped as well. And for some reason, I was so bloated and depressed. So I shouldn't say it, but there was a reason why I did it at that time. I don't remember now if my face was like that before or after, but from my memory, it was when I stopped, because I saw the pictures and I know I was going out more because of it, you know, because I stopped. So it's weird to say like I needed it at the time, because it can easily, if you watch this video, you can easily think to yourself, hey, yeah, like it's just what it is. It's just helping me right now. And it might be true, but obviously it also is unhelpful. It also makes you stuck. Yeah, it does. And I think the older we get, the worse these things get. And this feeling of truth, which is uncomfortable, the truth of yourself, of people, it's uncomfortable. I can be very intense. I'm too much for most people. I'm intimidating. And people don't want to see beyond the facade. They don't. I have a child, and my child knows how superficial my negative intensity can be. You know, I'm just like snap. I'm like, stop that. You know, whatever. But at the same time, I don't need to shout like my own father did. I don't need to be angry all the time to be respected. But when I do express anger or annoyance, which I do, I rather express it honestly and still be loving at the same time, rather than suppressing it for so long that I become a monster of a parent. You know? So my child knows that even if I'm angry, they can come and embrace me and I will melt, you know? Not in a manipulative way, like they're not manipulating me, but in a way, I'm like, it's not that serious, okay? It's not that serious, you know? And if it is, I will apologize, even if I had reasons. So this type of thing, this type of attunement, most people don't get from their parents. And the reason why I'm like this is because my father failed so hard. You know, I was mainly raised by my father, not exclusively, but mainly, time-wise. So I also reflected on that. Like, who raised you? Most of the time, that's where most of the time that's where our addictions start. Because you know why? Because my own father was an addict and he was an alcoholic. So he had this rage and all of that. Even though I knew better, when I became a parent myself, those intense emotions and everything, it made me fall into this. I was just on autopilot. I think I started screaming and I'm like, wait, this is not what I want to do. But at the same time, it feels so inescapable. Like, it feels like I can't control it. And I'm like, nah, this can't be. This cortisol is killing me. So I'm like, I think I'm saying too many bad words. That's probably also why, and my rambling, why the videos are not being pushed, but who cares? The right people will see it. So yeah, I caught myself being like my dad, which is terrifying, truly terrifying. So I could never drink alcohol, but I found something else. And I thought I was fine, you know, because I wasn't overdoing it and blah, blah, blah. But it was still a dependency. And it was definitely something that affected me a lot, you know? So I just want to say that sometimes it is jumping into the cold water. I mean, I do have to say, CBD, CO2 extracted CBD, can help you with almost anything, and it takes the edge off so well if you really do want to stop something, you know? It really helps. I will say that. Actually, maybe I should ask my friend, because I know the CEO of a company and it is CO2 extracted, which is basically pressing out the good part of the plant and not putting some weird chemicals. Because normal CBD, look it up, normal CBD sucks. It doesn't, I'm surprised if it helps anyone. I think it's placebo if it helps anyone. I tried it in the past and it didn't do shit. So yeah, I maybe, I don't know, if anybody is interested, I will link it, because I don't want this to seem like this is an ad, because it's not, and I'm definitely wouldn't be getting paid, and it's also UK based, so I don't know if how that affects America. But anyways, if you're interested, just let me know, or just look up CO2 extracted CBD oil. Okay, that's what you need. You can get that from America, probably cheaper, because anyhow. So there are methods, there are things you can do. This space here on the balcony was where I used to use, you know, and it was also very important that I don't shy away from. I just stepped into it, and I'm like, you know, I don't have anything, I can't get anything. I made sure I couldn't get anything, right? And I'm gonna reframe this. I'm gonna put some incense, you know, replace it with something else. I put a ginger slice in my mouth because it gives me this kick, you know. And I have like toothpicks. So I use tools. I use stuff that helps me, you know. I have a cat. And then when I'm not smoking on the balcony, obviously I can open the door. My cat comes in and chills with me instead of me being alone, numbing myself. It becomes very isolating, and the things that can help you, we turn away because it's too much. But we need to stop hiding. Like, so many people are now hiding alone at home for several reasons, and the world is getting lonelier each day because of that. People like me are rare, that we share and we want to connect still. And the reason why is probably also because I can't call anyone and talk about this. Not like that, not so frank, you know. It's funny, that was the name of my father. So I hate that saying in a way, but don't really, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, I tend to tell myself that it's temporary. It's a feeling. A craving is a feeling. It's not a reality. It's not a fact that, oh my God, this is so necessary. It's just a craving. And maybe it's because I learned how to fast and stuff that helped me to get to this point. So maybe you want to try discipline in general, you know? I didn't even watch the other video. I think I'll actually delete it because it's irrelevant. I don't even want to know what I said. I think it's irrelevant. Even if it got more views, it's not getting any views anymore since a long time. So this is more real, this is more unstructured. I never have a script. I'm sorry. If you want real, if people actually care, like it. Otherwise, I think you're jealous or a bad person. You're a bad person if you don't like my video. Imagine. Nah, I'm too much. But anyway, thank you for your time. And my usual videos are not about this stuff. It's more like life transforming. I mean, I guess it's in the same category. But I wanted to be open. I posted a video on Instagram yesterday crying, and my other parent was like trying to tell me not to do that, and I'm like, I'll do it now every day, which was just a joke, obviously, but I'm not gonna let people tell me not to do something that's good for me. And that other parent didn't know that I was using before, and now I'm letting it out, and now I'm being criticized. So I actually messaged them like, do you want me to be an addict instead? Without much explanation. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of very direct, and yeah, direct. I don't give a shit. and you have to have this kind of toughness, you know, and hate. Like you're allowed to hate. You're allowed to hate the right things as long as you don't just hate for no reason and insult people for no reason. Because I don't hate when I say I don't like people. I don't like fakeness. I don't like this pretense. I don't like having masks on. And I don't like people lying to me because people lie so much. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, let's meet up. I don't give a shit. Just leave me alone. I don't want to hear it. It makes me actually feel worse than if you said nothing. Like, I have my own business, which is creative, since about a year now. And I don't want to hear from people that they like my stuff and then they don't buy anything. I don't want that. I don't care. This is not about my ego. This is about connecting with people who see what the art is about, who know the symbolism behind it, you know? If you're interested, I do put my Instagram. I don't like fakeness. Like, what is it good for? It's insulting. If I know, like, I don't know, I can't say, oh, I'm a mind reader, but I just know. Maybe it's a spiritual thing. It is, but I don't want to be like claiming titles, because I'm not interested in doing a cult or something. I almost got recruited lately from a guy. Oh my God, it was so bad. It was like a spiritual tourist, like picking from each culture like something spiritual and putting it all in one soup or something. Very weird. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So if you like this, if you want to talk about more practical things, if you're not, you know, ready for this type of change, there's way many other things that led me to this point, you know. Maybe it's in a year, maybe it's in half a year, maybe it's in a few weeks that you're gonna change one thing, and one thing will lead to another. Don't throw the towel, don't give up. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Even I felt like ending it all many times. Obviously, thinking about other people who would care, at least if I die. They would care. You know, you can't just say they don't care. People there's gonna be at least one person who's very like sad. Even sometimes people who don't know you that well, they will be the most sad. They will be like, oh my God, that person's energy just kind of made me, you know, internally smile, or just made me feel safe or something. You never know. People don't say these things all the time. I'm telling you, it's true. Like the amount of specifically autistic people I've met, and I'm going to be very honest with you right now. Not all of them are like that, but I'm just talking about specific ones I met. Their hygiene is not the best. They're a bit, you know, awkward, like socially awkward. But the way that they just exist, being themselves, is comforting to me. I don't know how to say it. They have their style. They like what they like. They show what they like. They're kind of more real. A lot of autistic people are more real than others. I really get along with them. Maybe it's because I have family who are autistic too. I don't know. But them just existing, and I'm sad when I see them being alcoholic or whatever, because I'm like, wow, this is a very bad combination. But at the same time, if you're neuro anything, because I am too, I'm not autistic, but my brain is different. I'm diagnosed with different. Most of us, it's very difficult not to use, you know, it's very difficult. So if you're neuro anything, watch out. Yeah, so this is the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, I know you're jealous, and welcome to the family if you do. Thank you for your time. Watch another video or save it just for the algorithm, because the first algorithm is called Lucifer, which is true. Google it, by IBM. First algorithm program, or program that led to the algorithm. Yeah, the first demon. That was a funny thing when I looked it up too. But I saw it in a museum. I was very shocked. I was like, this is a Matrix kind of moment. Like, I was just so upset about the algorithm. That was a few years ago. And then I see in a museum, oh, the first algorithm was named Lucifer. Nobody can tell me this is just a joke. This is just a coincidence. Nobody can tell me that. So fight against it, Billy. Please like the video, do anything, do an emoji. And I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you for your time and talk to you soon. Queen checks out and don't be jealous. Bye.